Strongholds. Lay claim to the zones and defend them.
Enemy there!
We've captured Bravo. Your team scored. Overshield inbound. Stronghold Charlie is ours.
Spotted an overshield.
Overshield available. The enemy has captured Charlie.
Fuck me.
The enemy has captured Alpha. The enemy has captured Bravo. Enemy team scored. We've captured Alpha. I see headshots in your future. Overshield inbound. The enemy has captured Charlie.
Keep your head down!
They got a sniper on there, see.
Stronghold Bravo is ours. Your team scoring. The enemy has captured Bravo.
Fuck off.
Enemy team scoring. S7 sniper inbound.
I'll take that.
Lost the lead. Your team scoring.
A's one shot.
The enemy has captured Alpha. Enemy team scoring.
One shot in the big door. Oh my god, where are you going?
We've captured Alpha. Your team scoring. Overshield available.
Take cover!
Enemy team scoring.
Good kill!
There's no one on B. There's no one on B.
enemy halfway to victory.
Keep your head down.
We've captured Bravo.
Score.
Get that overshield. Fuck off!
Stronghold Alpha lost.
Enemy team scoring.
Enemy overshield is active.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
What?
Take cover.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
Your team scored.
The enemy has captured Charlie. Overshield inbound. Stronghold Alpha lost. Plasma grenades obtained. Overshield available.
Gained the lead.
Keep your head down.
Let's see them try to take it right. Stronghold Bravo lost.
Enemy team scoring.
S7 sniper inbound. S7 sniper available.
Your team scored.
Keep your head down.
Enemy team scoring.
Enemy has captured Bravo.
Up there. Down there.
Lost the lead.
The enemy has captured Alpha. Overshield inbound. Stronghold Alpha starts.
Your team scored.
Overshield available. The enemy has captured Charlie.
Enemy team scoring.
Capture Charlie. Stronghold Alpha is ours.
Your team scoring.
Get B, get B, get B. It's empty. Get B, get B. Get B!
Gain the lead.
You fucking morons.
The enemy has captured Charlie. The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team
Windows closing in. Shield's popped.
lost the
We would have
lead.
won if they caught fucking
Enemy
B.
team nearing victory.
Stronghold Charlie is ours. Power items incoming. We've captured Bravo.
Your team scoring.
Power items on the field. The enemy has captured Charlie. Stronghold Bravo lost.
Enemy team scoring.
Take A, take A, take A.
Another one down.
Stronghold Alpha is ours.
Your team scoring. Enemy team scoring.
Get on B, get on B, get on B.
They're under us.
Oh, you fucking retards.
Defeat.
If you'd only fucking just captured fucking B when we had it. Jesus fucking wept.
Traveling the world, perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
Mr. Wonka, I can see you're a man of great ingenuity.
What are you doing?
I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane.
Many people have come here to sell chocolate. They've all been crushed by the chocolate cartel. You can't get a shop without selling chocolate, and you can't sell chocolate without a shop.
No daydreaming.
What are we gonna do, Willie?
Huh.
Huh?
Huh.
A double huh.
Do you have a pencil and paper?
Uh-huh.
I got an idea. I know things haven't been easy for you. They're gonna get better.
You promise?
I pinky promise. That's the most solemn vow there is.
Where do we start?
A good chocolate chip is simple.
Where's this? It's just
Weird. What's happening? Who wants a chocolate that makes it fly?
Let's find out, shall we? Who's for a Hummerchuck?
Nothing to see here. Just a small group of people defying the laws of gravity.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gallery Gourmet, my name is Willy Wonka.
He's good. Too good. Pretty sure I've gained about 150 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
You could change her life, Mr. Wonka. Change all their lives.
Run away!
Every good thing in this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours.
Here we go, Mama.
Mark my words, this is gonna be the greatest chocolate shop the world has ever seen. So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa Loompa.
Slayer.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win.
Eyes up. Enemy there.
Spotted.
In my sights.
One shot my ex. Bottom tower. One shot turbine.
Gained the lead. Double kill.
This accolade is well deserved. Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
We've got camo.
Swift and solid.
Killing sprees. Double kill.
Top tower. One shot top tower. Control.
Halfway to victory.
Shields down. Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Active camo inbound.
Under us.
Active camo available.
What? Sneaky.
Target spotted. sights.
Active camo inbound.
Camo. There's a guy on camo. It's on the box on the bridge.
Nearing victory.
Enemy there. In my sights.
One shot attic. Oh my god, have they fucking caught up?
5 minutes remaining.
Lock their shields. In my sights. Target spotted. Target spotted. Enemy there.
Blue pipes.
Enemy there.
Active camo available.
Victory.
But what now?
Allow me to refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started, we can't stop.
The word simpleton refers to a foolish or gullible person. It's an English term from the 17th century derived from the word simple. The word simp, shortened from simpleton, started to see use in the early 1900s. The meaning is basically the same, referring to a silly or foolish person. However, the modern usage of the word simp originates from the 80s and 90s rap scene, now referring to men who are overly sympathetic, particularly to women. With the rise of things like e-girls and the manosphere, the term simp has become very popular and is often overused or misused. Some people think that simping is merely respecting women. Respecting women is one thing. Prostrating yourself to try to force a romantic connection is a completely different thing. If you're being so kind that it's coming off as pushy or creepy, that's not respect. That's just desperation disguised as generosity. So what's the line between simping and respect? I think you start crossing over the line of simping when you start to compromise your own values and interests for the sake of somebody else, especially somebody else you barely know. Also, the term simping kind of implies that there's not much reciprocation going on, if at all. Simps will often do favors, run errands, and buy things in hopes of receiving some form of affection in return. Online, this takes the form of donations and subscriptions with a parasocial intention. Parasocial meaning the often obsessive relationship a viewer may have with a celebrity they watch. So what are some examples of a simp? In fiction, you have characters like Morty from Rick and Morty and Brock from Pokemon.
Excuse me, could you tell us where the Pokemon Center is? Pokemon Center?
Forget the Pokemon Center, I'm Brock. I'm new in town and I'm free for dinner tonight. You look hungry. Pick a place, any place at all.
I think she has reservations about dinner.
While these are good examples, they are just cartoons. As far as simping in the real world goes, there really aren't that many well-documented figures. There are lots of one-off examples of simp behavior all over the internet, but I'm looking for more of an open book example of a simp. Dallas Galley is largely known for shooting hot glue in his pants while hugging a Twitch streamer.
But I met a girl who's a streamer. I went up to her, hugged her, and I came in my pants. Hug her. We need to get laid a little more often. Exactly.
At first glance, Dallas may seem like the perfect example of a simp. He truly is built different though. He comes off as completely unabashed about his behavior. Even though he says some wild things, he's still more socially comfortable than a lot of the simps who are more reclusive. He also says he doesn't watch adult content and hasn't relieved his tension in about a decade.
11 years? Yeah, in there. Wait, why? I don't know, I just stopped doing it.
Sociability and self-control are not common traits of a simp. Dallas may be awkward, but he's not a hermit. What he does have in common with other simps is donating to streamers he's infatuated with.
I'm in a bit of a silly goofy mood today. Fresh off my 2-day depression. Because I dipped it, Pablo. Appreciate it. OMG, you love Pokemon. This is a nice message. I think they wanted it, but they got a little bit lost.
Also, I have to say, since he doesn't relieve himself, it makes a bit more sense as to why he would spill his Alfredo while hugging a streamer. When compared to others, Dallas is actually one of the more well-adjusted simps out there. An older example of documented simp behavior would be Skippy.
I just sit there with girls sometimes on dates like, you're the cutest, you're the sweetest, you're the best. Let's go. Do you want to go? I made out with Skippy for 3 minutes, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Skippy has been talked about by some big channels over the years, like H3H3 and Abba and Preach, for example. What really surprises me is he went on Fresh and Fit over a year ago.
Right now, I'm not looking to get married, only from the perspective that I finally realized that I want to, that it is a better process, and that I'm not just thinking like, oh, hey, I'll date, I'll find the right girl, and then we'll just figure it out somehow. It's like, no, I probably should be stable and have a job and not be in tons of debt. And so I'm not going on tons of dates right now, not because I don't have the internet to be able to ask girls on Tinder on dates, but because it's like, okay, crap, I need to get this stuff in line.
I actually love that because, I think it's good. Like, a man needs to have his shit together before you take a girl out.
For anyone who's really struggling, putting yourself and your future first is probably the best thing you can do. Skippy also says on the podcast that he's been clean from opioids for over 4 years. Both Dallas and Skippy still have a lot of work ahead of them, but I have hope, and I'm rooting for them. Although they've both been widely mocked on the internet, the fact
Slayer. Rack up the most kills to achieve victory.
Great, I love being shot in the back by my teammates.
Well, up there. Well, fell down, I came back, that's what you know. Yeah, we're doing
Chilly spine.
Overshield's out.
You're a machine, Spartan. A machine that produces.
One shot on my ex.
In my sights.
Gained the lead. Yeah.
Yellow control. You're not playing? What was that? Alone over here. Oh, fuck this guy now.
Overshield inbound.
Enemy there.
In my sights.
Target spotted. Stay mobile.
Overshield located. Shields down.
Ah! This guy one shot up there. Yeah, he's recharging.
Halfway to victory.
In my sights.
Want to get overshot?
Got it.
On here.
Perfect.
Oh, one left. I wonder if he lagged or he's fucking
Oh, there's only 3 of them now.
Yeah. Right there on your side.
Shields are down. Target spotted.
Overshield inbound. Closing in.
Spotted an
Overshield available.
Victory. Five minutes remaining.
Overshield available.
Fucking two guys fucking up. Aim assist components the other guy.
Oh my god.
Victory.
GG. Oh, you're kidding me. I got it.
The fact that they're willing to do interviews and go on podcasts already puts them in a better social position than the more reclusive simps. That is to say, this is only the tip of the iceberg. The phrase tip of the iceberg fits quite well here. Due to the often isolated nature of simps, information is scarce. What we do know is that it's not that uncommon for Twitch streamers, especially women, to have stalkers. I'll get back to that later, but it's important to note how far gone things can get. So how does one find themselves in the position of a simp? What is the simp psychology? The studies and articles about the current state of our communication skills are largely conflicted, which makes sense because sociability isn't the easiest thing to scientifically measure. What is clear though is that children are spending more and more time on social media, and they often have little to no guidance as to how to navigate the internet. Spending time on Twitter or Facebook isn't the same as developing the skill of speech. Think about the concept of phone anxiety, where people may be too anxious to make or receive phone calls. It's not all that uncommon for somebody to refuse calling a restaurant to place their pickup order. If there's not a way for them to place their order online, they'll get their food from somewhere else. Now, do you think this kind of person would be at all comfortable with expressing romantic interest face to face? Plus, people's social hangups can go far beyond phone anxiety. Loneliness and mental health problems are on the rise, as is social media addiction. Sites like OF and Fansly use similar psychology as loot crates in video games. The anticipation and mystery before unlocking the content is what draws in customers. This video, The Surprising Psychology of OF Simps, does a great job of explaining this, and I highly recommend it.
The constant feeling that one has on Only is kind of like the one that you might get if your phone buzzed with a text or someone sent you a snap video, but you couldn't open it. There's mystery, you're thinking about it, and that creates anticipation. You can contrast this with X-rated websites where every mystery is immediately revealed.
This kind of marketing will entice a user, but what gets them to stay? The mere exposure effect is a psychological phenomenon by which people tend to develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them. This is why you might like a song more the more you listen to it, or why a simp would become particularly attached to a specific content creator. The familiarity is not just with the streamer, but their community as well, often creating a culture of impulsive subservience.
A few defense essentials and some cash to ensure no amount of financial tampering can hinder your resolution.
Financial tampering! Bro! She owns a gas station and shit, bro! She's like a multi-business empire builder!
It's a bit like an echo chamber, except there's romantic attachment on top of parasocial behavior. These communities are basically socially quarantined collectives for the reclusive, where acceptance can be bought and there's no reason to grow further, just empty subservience. So what separates a streamer who has a simp audience from one who doesn't? My general rule of thumb is, the more you make it about yourself, the worse it gets. Take the streamers Anna Cramling and Amaranth, for example. Anna is a professional chess player who's the daughter of 2 grandmasters. Do I think she's attractive? Yes. Would I watch her content if she didn't play chess? No. That's not to say people don't simp for Anna. I'm sure there are people who do, but the intent behind her content is to focus on chess. Amaranth, on the other hand, this brings us to the difference between fame and prestige. Fame is being known on a grand scale. Prestige is widespread respect, usually in a formal and professional light. It's the difference between a well-revered surgeon and Kim Kardashian. I wonder how many people going into the adult entertainment industry take time to recognize the difference between fame and prestige. You can definitely get famous from making adult content. Finding respect beyond the simps who throw money at you may be difficult. Like it or not, the adult entertainment industry is so preposterous that it's begging to be mocked. A lot of people make this a matter of feminism, that women in this industry are being ridiculed simply because they're women. For me, it's a matter of where the money is coming from, oftentimes from isolated social media addicts. Personally, in terms of morality, I would put being an OF model on the same level as being a bookie or a drug dealer. None of these things cultivate prestige. None of this is to say that I'm advocating for the regulation or censorship of adult content. What I do care about is personal responsibility and awareness. This is a Michigan State University article from 2019. Excessive social media use is comparable to drug addiction. Bad decision-making is a trait oftentimes associated with drug addicts and pathological gamblers. But what about people who excessively use social media? New research from Michigan State University shows a connection between social media use and impaired risky decision-making, which is commonly deficient in substance addiction. They only had 71 participants, which is low, but it's still interesting research. The participants took a survey that measured their psychological dependence on Facebook, and then were asked to do the Iowa gambling task. The task gives the participant an imaginary amount of money to gamble with. Then they are given 4 different decks of cards to choose from. When you draw a card, you have a chance to gain money or lose money. What the participants aren't told is that there are good decks and bad decks. The good decks have higher reward likelihood, lower penalty costs, but lower reward amounts. The bad decks are the opposite, with lower reward likelihood, higher penalty cost, yet higher reward amounts. Even though the bad decks have higher rewards, the higher penalty cost and lower chances of winning outweigh the gains. Regularly choosing the bad decks is associated with impaired risky decision-making. Meshi and his colleagues found that by the end of the gambling task, the worse people performed by choosing from bad decks, the more excessive their social media use. The better they did in the task, the less their social media use. This result is complementary to results with substance addiction. With so many people around the world using social media, it's critical for us to understand its use. I believe social media has tremendous benefits for individuals, but there's also a dark side when people can't pull themselves away. We need to better understand this drive so we can determine if excessive social media use should be considered an addiction. The Iowa gambling task uses the concept of variable reward. Variable rewards are very effective at establishing new behavior, good or bad. Slot machines are probably the most clear-cut example of this concept. Because you're not sure what outcome you're going to get, but there's a chance you could win a lot of money, the mystery and anticipation keeps people pulling the lever. On social media, this would translate to somebody continuously posting to Facebook or Twitter, doing so in hope of getting more likes and attention than usual. This is from the California State University article, The Growing Case for Social Media Addiction. Overuse of social media is much more problematic in children because their developing brain is more malleable. By the time we reach adolescence, our reward system begins to be more activated and develop faster. Not so for our self-control though. This system isn't fully developed until the age of 21. When children are exposed to social media, they can overstimulate their reward center and increase their reward responsiveness. He found that excessive and addictive use was associated with structural changes in the brain. In fact, the brain's reward system was actually smaller. A smaller system can process associations much faster. Society and academia push the use of technology to create efficiency, but at the same time, we need to understand the potential negative effects. To some extent, it's like wine. It's okay to use a little bit, but when it becomes too much, it creates problems. When we use technology, we need to create boundaries around its use. So, as far as I can tell, the children who are growing up overusing social media are essentially being primed for addictions of all sorts. Social media addiction can have a sort of cyclical nature. The less socially developed you are, the more likely you may be to use social media as a crutch. The more you use social media as a crutch, the less likely you'll be to gain experience with face-to-face communication. This resembles a negative feedback loop. When you throw in perceived romantic connection into the mix, it's a recipe for parasocial disaster. The more traditional adult entertainment industry already had its issues. Adding in variable reward akin to gambling hooks and the ability to essentially buy a perceived relationship will continue to bring social media addiction to new heights. With all that said, it's important to note that the dangers don't just lie on the viewer.
My life has honestly been insane for the past year and a half. I was dealing with other issues for a long time, like stalker type things. This happened 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation. I was asleep. It was around 2 in the morning and my mom called me and woke me up. She was crying and I knew something really bad had happened. And she said, "Someone caught your car on fire. I'm so sorry. I have to go. The police are here." The only thing I really could do was go look at the cameras on my phone, and that's what I did. I watched him put a brick on my car, on the hood, and some pot, and he lit something sticking out of it and walked away casually like he didn't do anything. The next clip after that was the front end of my car engulfed in flames. The firefighters came very quickly, and I'm very thankful for that because the fire spread to the fence and burnt the side of my house as well, which my mom and animals were inside of. I just never thought that when I started streaming back in 2015 that something like this would ever happen to me.
Stalking statistics aren't all that consistent, but it looks like anywhere from 12 to 30% of women and 4 to 15% of men experience stalking in their lifetime. Given the nature of stalking, those who are more public or famous figures would be disproportionately affected. If your audience consists of people who are socially underdeveloped and prone to addiction, then it's probably even more likely. There are different categories of stalkers, although some of the sites detailing the different categories vary slightly. Generally speaking, the different kinds of stalkers are rejected, resentful, intimacy seekers, incompetent suitors, and predatory. The ones who seem most likely to target a streamer would be resentful stalkers, intimacy seekers, and incompetent suitors. A resentful stalker may have felt slighted or offended by the streamer at some point, viewing themselves as a victim and their actions as justified. Intimacy seekers and incompetent suitors, on the other hand, stalk their victims out of loneliness, desire, and social ineptitude. These traits go hand in hand with social media addiction. The example I gave of the Twitch streamer getting her car lit on fire is one of the more extreme examples of a streamer being stalked. That's not to say stalking is uncommon in the streaming sphere. Even Amaranth admits that stalking and creepy fans are just part of the territory for being online. I would say her parasocial marketing and celebrity status put her in a far more unique position than merely being online. But yes, creepy fans and stalkers unfortunately come with that territory. Here's an interesting clip of Amaranth being approached on the street.
How much of my content have you seen? Not very much. You know, pop in occasionally just to see the meta. Oh my.
Sir?
I don't think these guys are stalkers. I think they just ran into Amaranth, but pulling your phone out to film somebody you recognize isn't the classiest move. That's not really what I want to focus on here, though. She asks how much of her content this guy has seen. When he says not very much, she says good. There are probably a number of ways to
Strongholds.
Claim and hold the zones, Spartan.
Your team's scoring.
Let's see them try to take it from us. Overshield inbound.
Tango's closing in.
Overshield available. The enemy has captured Bravo. Stronghold Charlie lost.
Enemy team scoring.
Stronghold Charlie is off.
We've lost a teammate.
Your team scored.
He's low.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scored. Your team scoring.
Protect B, protect B, protect B. Sandbags.
Stronghold Bravo lost.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scoring.
The enemy has captured Charlie. Stronghold Alpha is ours. S7 sniper available. Stronghold Alpha lost. We've captured Alpha.
I'll take that.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
Enemy team scored.
Overshield inbound. Overshield available. We've captured Bravo. Captured Charlie.
Your team scored. Enemy team scoring.
We've lost a teammate.
Your team scoring.
Stronghold Charlie lost.
Oh my god.
Enemy
400 millisecond latency. What the fuck, man?
Another one down.
Your team scoring.
Power have arrived. The enemy has captured Bravo.
Spotted an overshield.
Enemy team scoring.
The enemy has captured Charlie. We've captured Charlie.
Your team scoring.
It's yours. Now we keep it that way.
Way to victory.
The enemy has captured Bravo. Taking cover.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scoring.
Overshield inbound.
This latency is unbelievable.
Enemy Spartans.
The enemy has captured Bravo. We've captured Charlie. The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scoring.
Stay mobile.
The enemy has captured Charlie.
Your team scoring.
Let's see them try to take it. S7 inbound.
Enemy team scoring.
Don't both need to be capping.
Enemy Spartans closing.
Cap C. Cap C. They're all on dummies. Go for A.
Stronghold Charlie lost. Stronghold Alpha is ours.
Your team scoring. Enemy team scoring.
Sandbags.
They're under us.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scoring.
Let's see them try to take it.
Enemy is below.
Enemy team scoring.
Power items en route. Power items have arrived. We've captured Bravo.
Your team scoring.
Shields boosted.
Target spotted.
Tango's closing in.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
No scope.
Let's see them try to take it. The enemy has captured Charlie. They never saw you coming.
Nearing victory. No scope.
It's yours. Now we keep it up.
Spree. Victory.
GG. Guarda, doctor.